In the recent couple of years, whenever you hear some big Hollywood production is going to make an adaptation of your favorite franchise, you have a sudden chill creep up on you. Not because you don't want to see your favorite book or anime adapted for the screen, but you don't want to see them get shamelessly exploited and butchered in the process of making some quick buck by the multi-million dollar company. And so I was fearful when I first heard the news that Amazon was going to adapt The Wheel of Time, a 15-parter epic fantasy book series written by Robert Jordan, into a television series. Although I kept a little hope that maybe, just maybe, Amazon would be true to the source material, and being a billion-dollar company, they won't be restricted by budget issues, and we will get a decent screen adaptation. And well, dear viewers,
Somehow, I told you so just doesn't quite say it.
The Wheel of Time is an absolute travesty. The Wheel of Time is not an adaptation, but rather a loosely inspired TV show. This is Wheel of Time in name alone. There may be Rand, Matt, and Perrin, but little to nothing of them has survived this adaptation. Core character backgrounds are changed to make them more dramatic. Characters take action completely opposite to those in the book, and some critical characters are missing completely. The show tries too hard to be Amazon's own Game of Thrones. Instead of worrying with what could be cut safely from the books to still tell the story, they're worried with they could add and change it to make it modern for the 21st century. There seems to be a concern that without sex and nudity, people won't watch a show. So they added it, even if it completely changes the story in comparison to the books. Rand and Egwene are in an established sexual relationship from the start. Moiraine and Lan are sharing a tub together. And who the fuck is Lela? And why is Perrin married to her with a child on the way? Robert Jordan wrote the Two River characters younger and much more innocent about things like sex than their TV counterparts portray. Worst crime of all was totally destroying the character of Matt. He is my favorite character from the book. Instead of the merry, carefree, humorous, and occasionally obnoxious trickster Matt is at the beginning of the books, the first three episodes shows us that he is more of an outright criminal than a trickster, who also likes to rob the dead, with an abusive home life and a sullen and shady demeanor. Moreover, Rand, Matt, and Perrin, they are supposed to be the best of pals, yet not enough camaraderie or banter shown among these three. The world of Wheel of Time is very racially diverse, but the show producers thought it would take too long to show it following the books, so they threw every race into the first village of the show. Also, the so called adjusting with the modern time, the dragon reborn now can be a woman apparently. In the opening narration by Moiraine, she says that while the dragon is reborn, they do not know whether they were born as a girl or a boy.
The man who brought the breaking of the world. And him they named Dragon. Now this man has been born again. We don't know where or to whom, if he was reborn as a girl or a boy. The only thing we know for certain is that this child is coming of age now, and we must find them before the dark does.
And she also tells Lan that there are four Taviran in the Two Rivers.
Where next?
The Two Rivers. There are rumors of four Taviran there. All the right age.
That means it also includes Egwene, besides Rand, Matt, and Perrin, which totally contradicts the books and changes the whole story. Something as eventful as breaking of the world. And so many other pointless changes made just to tick boxes, or out of fear that viewers would get bored, or just fucking hubris. But omitting the most important plot details, like Tam in a feverish state accidentally telling Rand everything about the Isle War and the circumstances surrounding his adoption, or Lan teaching the boys how to defend themselves, or mentioning the flame and the void. It's not like the flame and the void aren't brought up in every single book, so I can't see why that was left out. Lan hardly even had a full conversation with Rand, and no mention of the heron marked blade at all, or how Rand looks totally different than any of the Two River folks. Guess forcing diversity from the get go will take away the option to how some people might differ from the other people in looks. These all seem trivial to the non readers, but they are the prime aspects of the story. The massive plot hole of the large company of Trollocs disappearing overnight. The Trollocs were actually forced to enter Shadar Logoth by the Murdral, where they were all killed by Mashdar. The escape at Tarrant Ferry or from Shadar Logoth was shrouded in fog called in by Moiraine to help them escape, and not on a perfectly clear night when anyone could see for miles. Not to mention totally eradicating characters like Bail Domon, Elias Machera, and Mordeth. But they rush to introduce the Children of the Light or White Cloaks, who doesn't even appear till later in the books. Hey, I'm just happy that they actually showed Tom Merrilin. I thought he was forgotten as well when he didn't appear in Emond's Field. Then there is the god awful script and the pacing. Like a snowball rolling downhill, the show gallops from one event to another, without any actual storytelling or character building. Rosamund Pike looks too old for the role of Moiraine. She doesn't bring the edgeless look of an Aes Sedai. She tries to do a decent job with what she has been handed, like most of the actors, but without a decent script and direction, they all seem rather wasted. If the showrunners had anything between their ears, they would have understood that they just need to remain faithful to the source material, as Robert Jordan has already written the perfect story for them, and they just need to condense it into a TV show. But like every single piece of artistic work announced today, it immediately gets pounced upon and dragged down to the mire of identity politics by the people who are so vacuous and soulless that they literally have nothing else to define themselves by, and openly hates anyone who does. And the ones who really suffer most here are the people who just want to get swept up in a good story and see their favorite franchise brought to life in the big screen. The whole point of fantasy is escapism, to escape from the daily gripes, frustrations, and concerns of the real world. A chance to lose yourself in the world of adventure, excitement, and boundless possibilities. If you ask me, is there anything that I liked about this show? I would say yes, I did. I liked the LOTR-esque amazing landscape shots. The Moodral CGI looked nice. And the fact that Logan will be played by the professor for Money Heist. But seeing how the script and show is going, I have doubts he will be portrayed correctly. Overall, this is just Amazon's weak, contrived attempt to make its own Game of Thrones. Unnecessary major changes in the story, along with very poor casting choices, just for the sake of making it diverse and inclusive to pander to the SJWs. I think Swan Sanche and Leanne Sheriff are the worst casting in a television show after Fringilla Vigo from The Witcher. Anyway, extending to the rest of the cast, they aren't any more recognizable. Just some people wearing the skins of our favorite characters. I have been a fan of the book for nearly 2 decades and remember the pain of learning that Jordan had died. This adaptation is an abomination and an assault on his life's work. And another one is in the slaughter line to get butchered by Amazon. Anyways, that's enough rant for today. If you liked my video, please smash that like button. If you didn't like my video, I thank you for watching this far. And I'll be back again with some more content. So until next time guys, take care now. Bye bye.